project is going to be taking our shapes, and we need to find those shapes and draw them within our toys. I thought this was a really cool project, what we're going to be doing, and I actually have some toys here that I'm going to show you from my son, and we are going to find those shapes that we talked about, geometric, freeform. I don't really think there would be abstract shapes, but maybe you'll see some in the toys that you pick. For my older students, okay, maybe you don't have toys anymore, but I want you to find something around your room then. I want you to find something, and nothing super easy either, fifth graders. I don't want you making just a book or something like that. I want you to find something around your room, and my younger students, again, I want you to find something in your toy, and I want you to look at it carefully. So if you look at this, I have this airplane, and I want you to look and study it carefully before you just get right into drawing. Look at the shapes that you can find. I see the top here is like an oval. I could see that the wings look kind of like a triangle. It's not a perfect triangle because it's rounded out at the edges and stuff, but again, it looks like a triangle. I can relate back to it. I see the front of my airplane here has a circle and the wheels. So I want you to find a shape, and actually I'll find something else, okay? Something like this. Okay, here, again, the wheels are round circles. The dump truck part, this may be more like a trapezoid, an upside down trapezoid is when I look at that. The bottom part here can be like a rectangle. And when you study something step by step, piece by piece, it actually helps you draw better. So you might look at this whole object and this whole toy and say, oh my God, excuse me, oh my God, Ms.Wich, that's so hard. I don't think I could draw that. But if you just look at the lines and at the shapes and put them together piece by piece, you'll be able to do it. And that's what we're going to work on next. I'm going to show you a quick little example of my own, but I can't wait to see your shapes in your toys. Bye. So the toy that I'm going to show you and draw with you is, hello, is my little car toy here with Pluto. And I want you just to look again at the toy that you choose. I want you to look at the best angle. So I can hold it different ways. You could turn it and you find what is the best angle for you. For this, I think I'm gonna lay it down this way. And I have to lay it down actually because you won't be able to see how I draw this then if I have it the other way. And what I want you to do again is start with your biggest part and look at the shape that it can relate back to. So I could see right here, this yellow part is like a horizontal rectangle. Actually, I'm going to kind of move that up out of the way a little bit. And I'm going to start on my paper. And again, I want you to do this lightly. I don't want you to press hard on your pencil because if you press too hard, when you go to erase, you're going to still see those lines. And I'm actually going to use some kind of sketching lines a little bit to help start my shape of my object, of my toy here, but I might have to go back and change it. So again, I'm going to start right now, and I see that actually the whole thing kind of here is like a big rectangle, or you could piece it together. I could just start with my yellow part, but it is a horizontal rectangle. Oops, that's the bell. So I'm going to come across with my horizontal line, and I'm going to make my vertical lines here. Now remember, you're not doing this, you are creating your own. I'm just doing this very quickly to give you an idea of how to break your toy apart. Look at it. I don't actually mean break it, but I mean to break it apart of how you're looking at it. So this might be the first part of my yellow, and then again, to make it look exactly, I can always go back and change it. So I see that the top is rounded, and I could round out the edges, and I would have a little bit longer. The blue part is a little bit longer underneath. And at any point, now I'm doing something called sketching. That means that I'm not settling for one line, but you can always, if you'd like to, if you know you have more control, especially the way I'm drawing this. I'm not sitting down the way you would probably be at your table right now in order to make this video for you. So I could come across, I could draw it like that and have a little bit more of another horizontal rectangle. And I see my edges come back like so, except they are rounded. So I'd put that little curve, and there you go. I have two rectangles, two horizontal rectangles that are starting to help me create my bottom of the little toy here. Now I see I have another big rectangle down here. It's not as big as the top, but it's still another rectangle, but I'm gonna overlap it with my wheels. So it kind of looks almost the same size as the yellow part. And again, I would make it come across very gently, okay? And then I know I'm gonna make my circles on top. Actually, I should move that down so you could see it. And then I would make my circle here. So my circle goes up to the top, and I remember I make that letter C curve, and now the bottom of it hangs off over here. So I have to make sure it goes lower, and I make my letter C curve and then my backward C curve. Go on this side, my letter C curve and my backward C curve. Now, because I overlapped it and I still see the part that I drew before, I would take my eraser and go back and erase. So I'm making sure that that now looks like it's on top. Okay, and that's actually one of my space tricks, guys. My older students, my 4th and 5th graders, that is a space trick. Actually 3rd grade too. And I have that. Now the bottom part over here, I would have it overlapping. Actually, this part is overlapping it, so I only see like a half of a circle. So I know that it's overlapping, and then this one kind of comes a little bit lower than that over here to make the other wheel that's on the other side. I could go back and I could get into the details later. Another space trick. I could get into the details later. I just want to focus on my shapes right now. I see over here, this kind of looks like another rectangle. Maybe if I cut it off over here, it kind of looks like that trapezoid. Let's say it's like a trapezoid. So I would come and make my horizontal line. The one underneath it is a little bit shorter. And then I would go diagonal up and diagonal up. That actually connects over here. And then I can actually make this come out, and it's like a horizontal rectangle once again. Again, I could go back and I erase my lines to make it all look like it's connected. Okay, and then any part that you erase away, you can go and redraw. Okay, like so. And there's the front part. Do you see how I did that? So I broke it down and I looked at the shape carefully, and then I put it together. Okay, so now my Pluto, the dog part of this. I actually see, now the way, again, the angle of this, his body is inside. And this is a 3D object. And because I'm drawing it this way, I know it kind of looks a little bit more flat. So what I'm going to do now is take a look at his face. And for anything that is a head, it's probably going to be round or like an oval. So if you look at the first part over here, the part of his face is coming up, but it's like an oval. So I can make a long letter C curve, and then I would make a backward C curve. I see that the top part of his head connected from here would kind of be another big, you can have it like it comes up and around, so I would have it like a big letter C curve, backward C curve, another oval here. And the bottom part again is another kind of oval, but it's a little bit shorter And I would have it look like this. This is the framework. So I know this doesn't look exactly like his head right now, but as I go and change this, these are the guidelines that just help me. So I'm going to go back and now I'm going to erase, and I can change the shape of this a little bit more so it kind of looks a little bit more like how he does. I can add in some details, some extras, like I know the tip of his nose is another oval. So I could go in and make that. And I see the back of his head has this part. I'm going to go and draw this a little bit more accurately, and you will see how that could be more like a circle. And I'm going to take my, like so, and I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to actually speed up this video so you could see how I take these basic shapes now and transform it into my actual toy. Okay, so there you go. You kind of see my idea now of what I'm talking about, of how to make your toy, relate it back to the shapes and again the lines. And again, it may not be exactly like it, but as long as you kind of get the idea of the shapes that are found in your toy or in your object that you chose and relate it back. You can also take this one step further. You can leave it as a pencil drawing if you'd like, or you could go and take some color if you want to use colored pencils. I think colored pencils would be the best if you have a small object, or again, you can use crayon if you have crayon and you don't have colored pencils. I really wouldn't use markers though, because it will take away from the line drawing that you did with your pencil. Okay, everybody, I can't wait to see what you create. Have fun with this and remember your shapes. Bye.